Right, I think we're live. Hello, good evening, everybody, if you're based in the UK. Welcome to round 4 of the SLR Division 2 Championship. I'm SLR Darnell, and I'm joined here with Southerner.
Hello.
So, we've got, I think it was 16. Was it 16 to 7? It was 16 runners, wasn't it?
Uh,
I think it was.
no, everyone's still got a loading circle on my screen. Oh no, we've got some text now.
Waiting for a few. So, had one race yesterday, Division 1. I didn't quite catch most of the race, but you were in it yesterday, Matt. How was it? How was the track?
Um, Track felt alright. Um, the I'd say the one-stop strategy, mediums to hards, is probably is the best bet. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much from what happened yesterday in case you haven't watched it, but yeah, for myself personally, it was a bit of a lonely race. No safety car, so it was just pace from start to finish. But hopefully today we're going to see a lot more battles, maybe even see different strategies, and maybe even a safety car to spice things up a bit. It's been a while.
Indeed. Just to double check, you ticked your box, right? No one said anything, but you did tick it.
I have ticked it. I've just had a few messages come through actually
Right.
saying wet start of the race, then dry after.
We are absolutely cursed commentators. Second time this season that we're going to see wet, I believe, in any session, and once again, it's in Division 2.
So what does that mean? We should apply for the comms duty at Monaco and Abu Dhabi.
Oh, imagine absolute scenes. Right, we're following SLR Con around. In fact, he's not the first guy on the track. Someone else is. I think it's Hicklin. It is Hicklin. So, heading into this weekend, I did have the Division 2 standards up.
That's right. I've got
And now
them
they're
here if
gone.
you need it.
I've got them up here. So, Nicky is the championship leader heading into round 4 on 43 points, closely followed by MRCR Leah on 39. It's quite close. Cheesy Train's in 3rd, Connor 4th, so on and so forth. There's a few drivers in this division that will have their eyes on this title. It is shaping up to be quite a close one. Do you not think, Matt?
Yeah, I reckon. Of course, we had G2 at the start of the season. Got moved up after Bahrain. We've been seeing great pace from the likes of Cheesy and Nicky, but then you've got the likes of MRC Leah and SLR Connor, who always seems to be up at the top. Connor, who's on the track at the moment, he's scored points every race so far. A bit unfortunate in Vietnam after an incident into lap 1, but yeah, there's about 4 or 5 drivers who we're going to constantly see up there, and yeah, it'll be a fun next couple of hours.
Certainly. We're following Hicklin here, the first man on a lap. It's a turn 3 is quite a hard traction zone. Certainly, so I'm finding it, and I think other people are as well. I think other people in qualifying yesterday did struggle on that area of the track. Purple sector 1, but obviously he's the only driver so far to post. He's gone wide in middle of sector 2. He's kind of compromised his further corners going on from that. The other yellows. Okay, someone's slowing down before the start of their lap. So 16 runners, 15 people will make it into Q2. You've got SLR VTAC, who is the only driver selected on mediums at the minute. Everyone else going for the softs, which does actually surprise me. With only one person being knocked out, I would have thought they'd potentially go for mediums or, mediums really. They're kind of wasting softs here. Do you not think?
No, I think because again, like I said at the start, mediums to hards is probably going to be the best strategy. So if anything, I think if Tax is doing the Q1 in mediums, I think that's going to indicate to me that it's going to be a soft tire Q2 time to get into Q3. Because I'm pretty sure you only get one medium set in qualifying.
Wasn't it? But did you say it was raining?
Start of the race apparently it is, yeah. So maybe we will see soft tires in Q2.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. SLR Connor goes fastest, 4 tenths faster than Hicklin. Try and catch another guy who's towards the end of his lap. I think MRC Leah.
Oh,
he is on a lap boat, and VTAX has left the session.
That's
Um,
qualifying over for
yeah.
VTAX.
Unfortunately, well, he has managed to post a time. So, unless anyone else DNFs right now, or does DNF in this session, then well, even if he makes it through, he's not going to be taking any further part of qualifying, unfortunately for him. As we follow MRC Arlia down to the hairpin. He's got Rockamad ahead of him. I'm not sure if Rockamad's on a lap. I'm looking at... Well, he might be starting one, I'm not entirely sure. Around the final corner, it's gone a bit wide. Kind of in the dirty air. And he still does go fastest. 1/10 faster than plain Teddy, who made his debut last week and finished P5, I believe. Is that right?
He did indeed.
You're the stats man here, so...
He
and
did,
Nicky then goes faster. Yep, go on, Karen.
So I was going to say, yeah, it was a really impressive debut from Teddy, especially from starting all the way in 14th at a difficult track like Vietnam. So maybe Teddy's could be one to watch in this race also.
Certainly. Cheesy Train crosses the line. He goes P3. 1/10 off Nicky. So Nicky is setting the early pace with a 1:31 flat, more or less. Only one person so far in the session is yet to post a time, which is Cooper Benz, which is sat in the pit lane. So we could be in for a bit of a lull period here. I don't know if anyone else is on any laps. Don't know if you can catch anyone.
I'm just scrolling through now. No, if anyone's on laps, they're doing like 8 seconds slower, or they're just entering the pit lane. So I think that could be it for a few minutes, really. I think we'll be waiting until with about 6.54 minutes to go for when everyone does their second run on the softs. Doesn't actually look too sunny on the track. In fact, there's no sun at all. So track temperature could be a bit low. Might see a few cars sliding around, going a bit wide, like we saw on board with Hicklin at the start of qualifying.
I've got Rockerman actually posting. He's crossed the line again, but he's not improved. I think he was 2 tenths down. Yeah, he was 2 tenths down on his time. I think he tried going again on those softs, but hasn't improved. And I think everyone is pretty much going to be getting in the pits here.
Yeah, well, whilst we've got this little moment, let's have a quick look at the Twitch chat. We've got Hicklin. That was the wet start. We've got some support for Benz from Craig FK. Craig, who won the Division 3 race last weekend. Well done once again, Craig. We've got some support for Rockamad from the Rockamad fan club. Same guys again. Check this out in Silly Bunny. And then at the bottom we've got Hicklin, who lost a lot of time on that lap, which, to be fair, as you pointed out, whilst on board, he did go wide in a few corners.
Cooper Benz on his outlap coming down the back straight. He's going to have quite a clear track ahead of him as well, so hopefully he can maximise this opportunity. Possibly he hopes to be his only lap in the session. We'll stick on board with him, and he's just preparing to start his lap. If you want to take over, Matt.
I shall indeed, right. A lap with Cooper Benz, let's see what he's got. He's going past the start to finish straight, coming into turn 1. You don't want to carry too much speed, otherwise it'll ruin your lap straight away, going a bit wide onto the grass. Looks good on here. Depending on what assist you've got on, traction could be a pain in the arse going around this twists and turns of Sector 1. Looks clean so far as we approach the end of Sector 1. Look at the timer, let's see what he's got. It is a 23.9. I've got a purple Sector 1 on my screen. I don't know about you, Joe.
Yeah, I've got purple as well here.
Yeah, coming up into the long lefts and rights now. We saw Hicklin at the start going a bit wide. And looking on board with Cooper Benz, keeps it nice and tight on both corners. Onto the left, to the double left in fact, bit of curb. Looks quite clean so far. But you get some that say the slower the lap looks, the quicker it is. It's another purple in Sector 2, so it's looking very encouraging.
It could potentially be normally on their first lap to get purple. I don't know how it works on stream, but let's just hope for the best.
We're soon to. Then we've got the long straight here. Plenty of stuff to think about, mainly for how late you're going to brake if you're side by side with sub 1. Try and get that position. You can gain and lose a lot of time in this corner. Cooper Benz away from the curb on the inside, gets a bit on the curb on the left side, and this is where you could well and truly lose your lap. Cut it. 2 tyres on the track still. Looks like a good lap from Cooper Benz with well, it was a good lap, a 1:30.7.
It was. First man in the 130s then, the Alfa Romeo driver of Cooper Benz, my former team of last season in this very division. So good lap for Cooper Benz. We've got a couple of other drivers out here on our out laps. We've got Sem, which, believe it or not, joined this community, what was it, less than half an hour ago, or it was about half an hour ago, by our very own SLR Ranganap. Getting him in last minute, traffic signing I heard. Well, he is on an out lap at the minute, but he's sitting in P8, so straight in there. Probably the start of today, didn't even know he was going to be in a league race, but here he is, China Grand Prix Division 2, McLaren.
I want to see what's been written on this script. I mean, something beautiful could be happening here. He probably didn't even know what SLR was an hour ago, and here he is doing a qualifying session in this league.
That's what it's all about. That is indeed what it's all about. We'll stick on board with him as he goes round. Give him a bit of screen time, see what he's all about. But the McLaren driver is, in fact, the only McLaren driver on this grid. So, he's a reserve, I believe. I believe he must be a reserve. Meaning that McLaren are probably going to leave this, or will leave this weekend with no points, other than Sem's reserve points. Into turn 1, it's quite tidy. He's keeping it quite tight. Looking quite tidy so far. Nice on the traction. As we head towards the end of Sector 1, he's 12 hundredths down on the fastest Sector 1 time so far in this session, set by Cooper Benz, who pretty much made it purple into the fast left. Okay, he's
in the
pit lane. That frightens me sometimes.
I mean, if I'm honest, because Tack is in the session now, I mean, unless you're Rocker Mad, no one else really needs to go out.
Good point, actually. 34 hundredths down on Sector 2, so it's looking quite tidy. A bit wide there, the end of Sector 2. Yeah, Rockamad, he's on an outlap now, so he's definitely getting out there. As soon as Rockamad posts his time, then that is pretty much the session over. Unless you crash out now, which would be a nightmare.
Not what
but here is Sem headed. No, no. Locks up into the hairpin, but he's made it. Now as he heads towards the final corner. In we go, down to gear 4. Sam take it in 5. DRS wide open, crosses the line. It's P8. It is a 10th and a half quicker than his previous lap. I think he was safe anyway. I think pretty much everyone is safe apart from Rockamad at the minute. But good early pace from Sem in the McLaren. Just what we got going on in the Twitch chat? Anything?
Let's have a look, shall we? Right. Check this out. Hey, Southerners, miss you. Check. Much love back, brother. Be nice to see you back on the grid soon. It's been a very quiet qualifying battle since the start of the season. Yeah, just to confirm for Tax that following issues we've had recently with people rejoining the session, once you do lag out, that is it for your session. But we will restart the lobby, so you'll be back for the race. Fingers crossed that it all goes well there. We've got Silly Bunny. Rockman is doing a stint on those tyres to get some practice in. Then he'll do a lap in a bit. Let's go a bit further down. Let's see what we got. Benz inspires Midzi. Well, that's something. Benz to Div 1 from Cheesy Train. Cheesy to Div 1 from Midzi. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff's been said in this chat. I'll try and get through it all. It looks like it's the Cheesy Midzi show in the Twitch chat, but by all means, keep commenting in the Twitch chat, and we'll try and read as much as we can as we're on board with Rockamad.
Yes. It did say 5 tenths up. I didn't quite see if I think it was a green sector 1 though, which well, he set a 34 flat at the minute, which is quite far off the pace. All he needs to do really is just cruise around. I mean, the 33.6, well, it's 3 seconds off the current pace at the top, so he does really need to just drive a very safe lap to get himself into Q2. He has, I don't know if of course he did. Of course he's at a time. Touching on from what you said a minute ago about VTACs leaving the session and not being able to be on the grid to qualify any further. Hopefully in the future, when Codemasters can sort their game out, we won't have that issue, but it's been discussed with admins and league owners, and to just try and ensure that the race is as not as glitchy as possible.
Rockomad's going back into the pits. I can only imagine to get a fresh set of softs on, which is going to ramp up the pressure. Why he did that. Nah, well, maybe the time wasn't the quali lap it was on wasn't that great. Yeah, just ups the pressure a bit now. We've got a few drivers retiring, believing that they've done enough, which they have, in all fairness.
I thought he would have made it. We got a Williams coming out on the track as well here. It's going to be Scopes. I'm on board with Neelix at the minute because he's currently on a... No, he's not. He's going in the pit lane. Excellent. Okay, so we got Scopes on an out lap. I'm not entirely sure why, because even if Rockamad did improve, he'd still be P15, which would take him into Q2. So whether he's just using the scrub set that he used at the start of the session just to get more of a feel of the track could potentially be the reason, but yeah, bit odd getting most of the drivers retiring now. Rockamad is actually coming out the pit lane now, so he's going to have to absolutely rag it around the track. He should make it if he just drives relatively flat out. He doesn't even need to drive flat out, to be honest. Still 1 minute 46 left of the session.
Yeah, I believe Scopes is probably just out practicing for a bit. Obviously, if you're down in 14th, it's not looking amazing, but this guy, he has got pace. We saw in Vietnam. I mean, even with 3 broken front wings, with missing end plates, still managed to finish 7th. So that does go to show the Williams driver has got pace.
As he heads around the hairpin to start a lap, we won't follow him the whole way around. I'd more inclined to follow Rockamad. Oh, he's invalidated straight away. He's ruined his lap straight away. Not that it matters, but I'm sure he'd be a bit disappointed that he couldn't get another lap in. So it is literally all on Rockamad here. I'm sure the Rockamad fan club is going to be cheering him on.
I can hear the supporters from my house. I can hear Bunny and Check screaming at their monitors.
Let's see what he can do. He's I'm trying to look back to see how he's done so far this season. I know Australia, he was running at the front, had that bit of a collision and retired with Cheesy Train.
Unfortunately, he's got no points in standings.
Let's hope that he can get some this weekend, get some points on the board, only to build confidence. Wide line into turn 1, but he's made it work. Just got to be safe. All he needs to do is just crawl round, really. As he heads to the end of Sector 1, and he's 6 tenths faster than his personal best, which is an improvement to his last run he did, as he was half a second up then. So he has gained more time. Just needs to keep it cool. I'm not entirely sure what he did in his second run. Well, I was following him around the whole time, and unless he invalidated and I didn't notice. So he is purple in Sector 2. Yep, purple Sector 2, 1.1 seconds up on his personal best. See if he can round this lap off with an impressive lap to end the session, which will knock out VTAX, although he is pretty much out anyway, but it would mean he starts 16th instead of 15th. Down to the hairpin.
You've got Bunny and Check on the edge of their seats.
Can Rocker Mad provide the goods? Goes a little bit wide into the last corner, but it's not going to matter. He's certainly getting through here. It is P13, so purple sector 2, but definitely more time to improve in sector 1, and more importantly sector 3 did go quite wide into the final corner. But that is it. Session is done.
Big shame for Tack. But having said that though, starting last in the grid, it's not been the worst place to start going through the races this season. I mean, Preds, for example, Clock yesterday started last, not competing in qualifying and finished 7th. So not the worst place to start, especially if there's lots of drama at the front.
I didn't even know that. Clock started last.
Mate, qualifying is too
That's an
mainstream.
impressive
It's
one.
very overrated.
Well, he's always been more known for his race pace, and especially since I've joined the league, he's way better in the race, and that's all that matters. So I should certainly know myself.
Absolutely. Should we have a look in the Twitch chat, Joe?
Go for it.
Right, well, MRT Lear, my favourite commentators are stuff you love to see. Hello, Ranga.
What did he say?
MRT Lear put my fave commentators.
Oh, love you too.
Much love. We got an early prediction from Jimps21, Scopes for pole. There's, again, like we said earlier, there's more time in Scopes despite him being 15th for 32.6. What else have we got? Just got Tax, obviously very frustrated to be starting last because of reliability issues. Yeah, that's what we got in the chat. On to Q2.
There we go. Session finally over. So the only man so far that's got into the 130s is the Hungarian of Cooper Benz. Sure, he'll be going into Q2 very confident with that lap time. Certainly an impressive one. Nicky, the man that won the last Grand Prix on the final lap, is in second. He's had a really solid start to his SLR life, really. Has Nicky. MRC Arlia, his closest championship rival, third. Cheesy Train, who I believe is P3 in the championship, is in fourth. So it's your usual suspects at the top. You have SLR Connor in seventh. Sure, he knows himself. He probably has more time in the bag. And,
yeah, I'd say these laps
yeah.
probably aren't all of their best. I mean, again, there's only 16 qualifiers, and Tack, bless him, was out really before it started. So these are probably just getting it over the line laps. You could say we should see more competitive laps in Q2, especially if it's going to be a wet start. We're going to see quick times on the soft tyres.
Yep. Yeah, if it is going to be a wet start, then hopefully it won't be too bad for Tax. He'll be on the same boat as everyone else. I'm sure that not many people have done much wet running. I don't think many people ever do too much wet running going into race weekends because they're hoping for it to be dry. So hopefully it could work out for him in the race. So we've got a few drivers leaving the pit lane. Who is going to be the first out? It's going to be a Williams, I think, which is the one and only SLR Scopes, who is out on the mediums. Have best put on the track map and the tyres. So who have we got? We got Hicklin out on the soft tyre. You got Sem, the debutant, out on the soft tyre. And the other guys in the pits who are selected soft, well, it's a bit of a mixture, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I mean, I'm sure I had two different people tell me that it is a wet start, which obviously if it's going to be a wet start, I mean, yes, as long as it's a damp track, you're going to be on intermediate tyres. So So regardless of what lap you're doing Q2, the tyre you're doing it on, well, you're not going to be using it. A bit surprised.
Yeah. Well, the only way I can see them going on mediums here is they might be trying to get into Q3 on the slower tyre if they're feeling confident enough, and then in Q3 they'd have multiple sets to go with That's the only reason, if it is going to be a wet start, that's the only reason I can see this. Some of these guys doing it. So it'd be interesting. So we'll follow Scopes. See it being him being the first man to. Oh, he was so close to invalidating there, just like he did towards the end of Q1. He's got Mercedes coming out, but he won't get in his way. Into turn 1 he goes. Nice and tight. Into 2. Quite a wide line out of there, relatively. But it looks clean so far. Purple in sector 1, being the only driver so far. It was in the 24s though, so it's quite decent. This corner's quite a hard corner to navigate. That fast left-hander, you can easily lose it.
Yeah, when you're going around them corners, you want a nice smooth steering.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot harder on the pad. Coming from a pad player yourself.
No comment.
What do they say? Pad army or something?
Well, up pad.
That is it's a very tight right-hander from Scopes. He's on the apex there.
Connor span it.
Pushing to. He's on the mediums as well. If he's got enough fuel in the tank, he might fancy going for another run. The Scopes comes to the hairpin. Nice through there. He's ran out of ERS already heading into the final corner, so he's not going to have that extra boost coming out onto the start-finish straight. It's a 33.1. It's definitely more time there.
Oh, we've got another driver off actually.
One.
Jeez, he's off in the gravel.
He's
hit the wall.
Very deep in the gravel.
Yeah, his rear's hit the back of the wall.
Alright, hold on. He's lost it. Oh, he's lost it on the right hander, isn't he? As it goes left to right, he must have lost it. Must have lost the rear.
Oh, I think we've got another one off.
Oh, it's in the same corner.
Yeah, Callum's gone off. Those mediums.
That's high Callum.
Those mediums proven a big challenge in this qualifying.
Interesting. Right, let's follow Hicklin here. He has posted a lap, so he's probably. I don't think he's on one here. Cheesy train. Don't think anyone else is really on laps. I've got Original on board here. He might potentially be on a lap. So he's on the medium tyre as well as the Mercedes driver. Plain Teddy and Nicky, two more drivers that have got into the 130s, following on from Cooper Benz in the last session. 130.7 from Cooper Benz, I think it was in Quali 1, still being the fastest time we've seen so far today. But you've got, it certainly is right mixture. It looks like more people are going for the mediums to start with though. Rockamad's the fastest man so far on the mediums on a 32.5. Got Original now coming up to the final corner on his lap. As he crosses the start-finish straight, it's a 33.2. Second slowest lap so far posted. Zach is beast with a 33.5. See anyone else out there on laps? iCallum, I think. Yeah, we've got iCallum. Made a mistake in his last lap as he heads towards that very section now. That was close. That was very close. He clearly struggling on the medium tyres going through that section of corners. You could almost see it. I could almost see it before it even happened. He was riding that curb on the far right before he turned in. Never a good thing. He must have lost a lot of grip.
So it's like watching David De Gea at the moment, only just saves it.
And he's almost lost it again, and he has completely lost it. Oh,
that's big.
Yeah, luckily the tyre didn't fall off, so he's still in the session. I'm sure the softs are going to be strapped onto that car now. Those tyres have had many spins.
If there's any Division 2 drivers watching this stream, can you please confirm that it is a wet start for the race? Because I'm still quite surprised that we've got the amount of drivers on the mediums as there are.
PPR Venom on the softs, 24 flat in the first sector. It's session best so far from the Racing Point on his not debut, because he's been in the league for a while, but it's a bit of a weird one because he was an AlphaTauri driver at the start of the season. Thought he'd have to drop down to reserve or whatever he was going to do because of another league, but realised he could actually race in the league. So luckily we've got him back, and this time we've got him in a Racing Point, and that is our joint constructors teammate. So hopefully,
just confirm light rain at the start. Yeah,
it is okay. Cooper Benz with the fastest time so far on the medium tyre, 32.7. So he's got some pace at this track so far. Cooper Benz, he's doing alright. As PPR Venom comes up to the final corner, nice and tidy through there. DRS wide open, crosses the line. It's P5 with a 31.3. Yeah, 4 tenths more. Well, almost 5 tenths off the fastest, but it's still a good lap there for PPR Venom. Builder's confidence going into Q3, providing he makes it. Where do you think the cut-off point's going to be at the minute? Because it's kind of, if these guys that have posted times on mediums, I'm sure that we're going to see plenty of soft runs.
Wow, you say that. Connor's just gone past the line with a 32.2, moving up to 7th. And MRC Leah, 32.0 on the mediums. But sorry, yeah, in regards to your question with the cut-off, I'm gonna say 32.0 because I'm gonna expect a few drivers to go onto the stock tyres.
Nicky's in P2. He posted his fastest time on the softs with a 1:30.9. He's out on the track now on the mediums, so he must be feeling very confident. Or well, he might be just attempting to see if he can actually beat his fastest lap on mediums, which would be very impressive. We've got Cheesy Train going down the back straight now, up to the hairpin, brakes at the 100 metre board, down to gear 1. On the medium tyre, what can he do? He is considered a title favourite. He is considered potentially for higher divisions. Crosses the line, goes P7. Fastest lap so far on the medium tyre from Cheesy Train with a 1:31.8, which is very competitive indeed for those tyres.
Sure is. Just looking on board with Rockmad, who was up 2 tenths, I believe, on his best sector 1 time. Yes.
Yeah, his best lap was on the mediums. He's now on the soft, so he is right on the cut-off point though. Driver at risk, P10. Everyone below him, surely. Oh, he's validated. He's gonna have to hope. Well, if he's got enough fuel in the car, he's gonna have to go again or get in the pits and get some more fuel in that car. Nicky's just started a lap on mediums. See how he can get on. I think he's probably the only other. He is really the only driver out there on a lap. Almost loses it on traction. Such a hard traction zone of the track. 4 tenths down and is fastest from the softs, so I'm sure he's probably going to back out of this. No, he's going to carry on. Probably just wants to get a feel of these mediums. Got Hicklin ahead of him on the road. I'm not sure if he's actually. No, he's not on a lap. He's backed out. E4 at the minute for Hicklin. 6 to 7, he's 7 tenths down in sector 2. He must be just getting a feel for these tyres really for the race. Saying that though, it's going to be a wet start, isn't it? So depending on when the rain stops, could potentially see the mediums be in the dry tyre. Who knows?
Indeed. I'll just say that Hicklin's just moved up to 4th, or it did about in the past minute. We missed that. Sam's just retiring the pits. And Mum says
Slightly
hello.
under the radar. Mum says hello.
Yep. Yeah, I just had to mute it. She almost got heard on the Twitch stream. I had to quickly mute.
Wow. Wow. Well, just get her to tune in to twitch.tv/SLRF1 and she'll be able to hear my lovely voice. Hello,
See if I
mother.
can. I'll try and get her to do a
She
test.
can't hear me, but this is comedy gold at its finest. I'm getting completely sidetracked because I'm following a driver that's not on a lap. Let's try and find someone that is. I don't think there is actually anyone on a lap. Maybe Original is. He is, and he is 2 tenths faster than his personal best. Can he get into the top 10? On the mediums, he is P11, and that is going to be him out. Not going to have enough time to get back to the pit lane, is Original. So pretty much from Cheesy Train downwards are the drivers that have set their best laps on the mediums. They are now all out on the track on softs. Apart from Original, which posted his lap on mediums again and it didn't work out for him. I was trying to see if we can catch anyone that's on a lap. I think SLR Connor is.
Well, we've just had a few of the guys currently being knocked out of Q2 just started laps. Scopes, Callum, and Zach's Beast is going to be crossing the line soon.
So, did you say Scopes is out or is on a lap?
No, he's on a lap. Sorry, he's just gone through sector 1.
Oh, okay. Let's follow Scopes. You've got SLR Connor right on the cusp. Rockamad is on an out lap. Original is out. Cooper Benz is out, unfortunately for him. Can SLR Scopes, the only Williams driver today, get into Q3? He's 8 tenths faster. He's gone purple in sector 2. If you could keep track with iCallum as well, he's just a little bit behind him. See what he's doing. As I was saying, as I was going to say a couple of minutes ago, Sem has kind of gone under the radar there with a 1:31.1 in P3. Only, well, not even 2 tenths off the fastest time so far in this session. So impressive pace Sem is showing in the McLaren. As SLR Scopes heads to the final corner, keeps it in the white lines, crosses the line, it's P7. He is heading through at the minute. SLR iCallum goes P4. Who have we got coming up to the line next? SLR Connor, which is backed out. He must have messed up in the middle of his lap. So SLR Connor, probably one of the favourites to be on the podium this weekend, is out in Q2.
No, he's just gone past the start-finish line. I think he's doing another lap.
Oh, okay. I'll keep track of that. Zach's Beast is coming up to the final corner now. Can he get himself into that top 10? 10th. Right on it. Got Rockamad coming onto the pit straight now. He's 7 tenths up on his own time. He goes P8. He knocks Zach's Beast out. Cheesy Train is now coming up to the final corner. He's a second faster than his own time. He goes fastest with a 1:30.3. What a lap!
Yikes!
That is a lap from Cheesy Train. Scopes is out, as we know, and it's all on SLR Connor, who is P13. He's 2 tenths down than his personal best. He needs to find a lot of time.
This could be a shock. Oh,
he's gone wide. He's lost it.
Oh.
That is it. SLR Connor out. That is qualifying over. And Cheesy Train with an outrageous lap.
So we've got Zach's Beast out, who won the first race of the season. We've got Connor, who's been consistently in the points. A couple of races been inside the top 5, who's out. Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise there.
Get your predictions in to the viewers watching. Who you think is going to get pole position? Going from what we've just seen, it could well be a one-horse fight for pole, but you never know. You never know indeed. But that lap from Cheesy Train in the Haas, I'm sure the other Haas joint constructors teammates are very happy to see that. Haas certainly do have quite a strong driver lineup across all 4 divisions this season. But there we are.
Cheesy got it. Has Cheesy got it to win the race? Anyway, let's go on to the stream chat. Cheesy to Div 1. Cheesy to Div 1. There's a bit of a common theme here going on. Cheesy for pole. Yeah, I think
what was the pole lap yesterday? Do you remember?
It wasn't a 30.2 because that's what I got, and I was 9th. I believe
it was in the 29s. I know that.
I think it was a 29.4, 29.5. Very impressive lap, regardless.
Just before you carry on with the reactions in the Twitch, just a big shout out there for Plain Teddy, P2 in Quali 2. I know it's not Quali 3, and it's certainly not the race either, but he was promoted. He made his debut in Division 2 last week and performed well, and he's continuing that pace here. Got any more in the Twitch chat?
Yes, I've got Hicklin to crash from Hicklin. And we've just got Nick Law just telling Hicklin to have some faith. Have some faith. Anything could happen in the race. Even if we saw from, I think, Australia race 1, if you crash, you can still get top 10. Just do not rule anything out in SLR League racing.
Sure, we do have safety car back on this weekend, with Codemasters seemingly fixing the safety car issue that most people online were having. So, could we see it, especially if it's going to rain, and the nature of the China track as well, especially in the rain, could well see a couple of safety cars. Could spice up the race, but hopefully we at the same time do get top quality racing from these guys out there. So, Sem on his debut in SLR, probably 1 hour now since he joined SLR, maybe just over, is in Q3, and I'm sure he's beaming with confidence at the minute. And I've just noticed we have personalised driver numbers. I know that was in the patch, and I've only just noticed it now, which is excellent to see. Finally, we actually get to see the drivers' personal numbers, rather than the boring, well, not boring, but the bog standard F1 driver numbers. Sam has gone for number 24.
Yep, and Hicklin's gone for number 13. Hopefully not unlucky 13 for Hicklin. I mean, I remember at the time when the customised numbers came out, Marinado chose number 13, and it didn't prove to do him any favours, but hopefully it's different with Hicklin.
Just scrolling through whilst they're on outlaps, I'm just kind of going through to see what their driver numbers are. Just it doesn't ever really get noticed. I'm kind of one that likes to know people's driver numbers. I'm a bit strange. Unfortunately, or well, not necessarily unfortunately, but Rockamad carries the same driver number as myself. I'll say that I claimed it first, but that argument can continue another day.
I mean, there is Alex Marquez, but we move.
So we got SLR Callum crossing the line first. I would like to follow Cheesy Train. No disrespect to anyone else on this grid, but this guy set an outstanding lap in Q2. So here we are with Cheesy Train. Could this be the pole lap, or could someone step up to the challenge? Put the telemetry on, so I didn't do it.
I'll just quickly say, because I think it's turning into a spam in the chat, VTAC reckons he will finish at P7 at the end of the race.
It's a 23.6 in the first sector from Cheesy Train. Strong sector 1 from him, and we got a car off. I don't necessarily want to switch. So Callum. As he's still running. That's good. He can get back to the pits, and hopefully he doesn't get in anyone's way. I'm just looking at him on the map. I'm sure he'll get dived straight out of the way. The other guys behind. So we do have both racing points in Q3, and I'm sure that is the first time this season in Division 2. I think they're the only team to have their drivers both in Q3 here. I'm trying to look myself. I don't think there's anyone else. But here is Cheesy Train heading up to the hairpin.
Well, we've got Venom's going
Gets
to
it
set a
down
lap
to
first, I
first.
think. Oh no, maybe not.
No, he's dived in, so both racing points. Not happy. Nicky goes one. There's the 1:30.7. This is fastest time so far. Cheesy Train 1:30.4, 1/10 slower than Q2 time, but still a seriously strong lap from the American driver. We've got MRC Arliers invalidated. Hicklin just posts the time. He goes P6. Plain Teddy is also invalidated. So that is the first run done. And Cheesy Train has almost matched his Q2 pace with a 1:30.4. 3 tenths faster than the championship leader of Nicky. Sem as well goes P3 with a 1:30.8. Great time.
Well, Sem's going to be
Thankfully
racing.
has actually-
I was going to say Sem's going to be racing without pressure, so that alone might give him a few temps. Again, just a reminder for anyone who's just tuned in recently, Sem has only recently just joined the league as early as within probably the last 60 to 90 minutes.
We'll keep plugging that. We'll give the guy his respect.
Absolutely.
Just whilst we're kind of heading into a bit of a lull as well in Q3, if there's anyone out there which is tuning in for the first time to SLR, welcome to Summit League Racing. If you have an Xbox and you're interested in joining the league, then hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. We'll get back to you as quick as we can and arrange a test for you.
I've just got to say, I just had a tiny bit of excitement piddle just now. Looked into the stream chat and I thought it's Orlando Norris, but I think it's just someone else under that name.
Who knows? You never know. It could well be Lando.
And well, if it is, he wants to join.
Get him in.
Yeah.
If you're watching Rangan Apps, sort it out, lad.
He's already on it, mate. He's already on it.
He is. He's too good. I'm just too slow for this. It's just unbelievable. This wage bill is seriously building up. I mean, you've got Baggy Fan on, I heard 100k per race. It's pretty disgusting.
Well, we just had Plain Teddy with a 1:30.4.
I've completely missed it. But I was following Plain Teddy at the start of his lap, and I thought that he had kind of bailed out. Great lap from Plain Teddy though. Yeah. That is, in fact, that is a 1:30.4. That is a seriously strong lap. So Cheesy Train has got a challenge. Got PPR Venom out on the track. There's only 2 drivers out there. One of them is on an out lap, one's on an in. We'll follow PPR Venom in his switch to Racing Point, the pink Mercedes. So we could actually be in for an interesting final 5 minutes of this session with Cheesy Train meeting competition. He's definitely going to have to improve, I think, to keep hold of that pole. See what PPR Venom can do in Sector 1. 23.9, it's not as fast as we've seen so far this qualifying session, and he's lost it on traction, but he's just about kept it on the road. Whether he carries on or he does just head into the pits, we'll see. I'm sure he'd probably prefer to head into the pits and strap on another set of softs and go again. It's still enough time, but looks like he's still committed to this lap. So you get to the end of Sector 2, it's a 51.3. It's not going to set the world alight, and I'm sure he will bail. We've got guys now coming out for their final runs with 4 minutes to go.
So I wouldn't expect if Venom does do this lap and comes in the next lap, I think that would be his qualifying done.
You think? He might have another set.
Well, no, if he finishes his lap, by the time he's in the pits, it'll be about 2 minutes to go.
It's carrying on. It's 6th place still. It's quite a reasonably good lap, despite the mistakes he made, I'm sure if he was to iron those out, then could well be front 2 rows potentially. We have a yellow flag, but that's just drivers slowing down. Let's see if I can find anyone. Got Neelix, probably will be the next guy to start a lap. So Neelix, Division 3 driver last season, Division 2 driver this season. He's still always up there, even with the promotion to a higher division. He's settling very well into this division. Plain Teddy, oh, did he put him off there a little bit? He did get well out of the way, but it might have unsettled Neelix going around turn 1 there.
He might go away with it.
Yeah, I think it was fine, but as a driver, when you're on the limit, could always unsettle you seeing a car just ahead.
Sam
2 tenths down on his
quickest in
personal best.
sector 1.
Is that a purple? Is that?
It was.
Very interesting. He's got Plain Teddy, but Plain Teddy gets out of the way. That's good stuff. Keeps it nice. Can he get on the traction? Nice and early, he does. Cheesy Train was on an outlap. I don't know if there's anyone else out there which is on for a better lap. Sem
not sure.
Just locks up there going into the left-hander. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Sam was quickest in sector 2 also.
He was.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's not the game mugging me off. But it's looking good here for Sam.
As he heads up to this final corner, 1:30.8 he's set at the minute. 4 tenths off Cheesy Train. Can he get himself onto pole position?
Wow!
You bet he can. It's a 1:30.4. And Nicky goes faster straight away with a 1:30.1. Is anyone going to dip themselves? Cheesy Train's on an outlap, that's fine. We got Rockamad, who looks like he's just started a lap. Hicklin is 5 tenths faster than his personal best. He goes P6. I'm sure Hicklin will be happy with his qualifying show, and P6 not too bad. Good position for the race, especially with rain. PPR Venom has retired from the pit lane. SLR Callum. Yeah, I've got SLR Callum, which is yeah, it was an invalidated lap. I did think that. Here's MLC Leah, just starting a lap. Great. We do have Cheesy Train on a lap now. Not entirely sure who's left to really post. A lot of drivers did go early with their times, but Cheesy Train's on my track map showing red, but that was at the start of the lap it showed red, so I'm not sure if he invalidated on the last corner or not.
He must have done.
Yeah, he did. He's 1.6 down, so Cheesy Train's been dethroned, and so far Nicky has pole. I'm not sure if there's anyone else out there. I think, was it Rockamad? Nope, he's not faster. Is there anyone going faster? Plain Teddy's P4. That's a really strong showing from Plain Teddy in the 130s, but I think that is qualifying over, unless I am missing someone.
Just having a little look.
Callum, I think.
What's MLC Leah and Callum?
Yeah, I think they're the only 2 drivers left, and yeah, Callum's on a lap. Keep your eye on these 2.
Oh.
And he's invalidated in the last corner. P10 start for SLR Callum. Here comes Leah. Around the final corner. He keeps his in the white lines. Can he challenge the front row?
Oh!
Yes, he does! It's a 1:31 from MRC Leah on pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix. So Cheesy Train, your favourite before qualifying 3, and well, I'm sure he was everyone's favourite, is starting P4, and the Mercedes driver of Leah is on pole position. Didn't they? Well, I shouldn't have really neglected anyone else other than Cheesy. Oh, he
dear.
smashed into the back. Yeah, this. He's well, just as well he didn't retire because that would have been horrendous.
To say, I was on board with iCallum. Unfortunately, when he got invalidated on the last corner, it was probably on for about 4th or 5th. So big shame for Callum. But yeah, what? Oh, God, it sets things up brilliantly for the race now. I mean, we thought Cheesy after qualifying 2, same as Vietnam really last week. We thought he was going to rinse the last qualifying, but then you get Leah, Nikki, and Sem on his debut again. We're gonna be saying it loads more times in this stream. Only joined the league within the past hour and a half, and he's 3rd place starting in his first race.
Quite the story. I'm sure he's loving it out there. Straight in there, P3 fighting it with the top guys in Division 2.
Safety cars on
I'm
track.
sure that. I'm sure. Is it?
I've just seen it go around.
Oh, the hairpin?
Yeah, at the sharp right after sector 1.
Oh. I'm looking at the race director. Or the. We'll just wait for an invite from the new lobby that's being made due to VTAC unfortunately leaving the session.
Should we have a look at the stream chat again, Joe? We've
go for it.
Yeah, we had a conversation between Lando Norris and Rango about getting into SLR, which I think unfortunately is kind of debunked now because of the age. What else we got here? We got VTAC saying Sem to Div 1, Nikki to Div 1. Cheesy went wide at turn 1 to let someone through, and he got this the next lap invalidated because of it, which is
yeah, I did think that. That's why it was red. Yeah, unfortunately there from Cheesy, but Pete, what was it?
No, I was just
going to say. Isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, which is still fantastic.
Still good showing.
What else we got? We've got I'll echo what Rango saying in the stream chat. Hello to any new viewers. Which we've got Nikki, who, well, like us two, I think, Joe, very surprised with what Leah had in the tank. It turns out picked him to pole, and even the man himself, Leah, didn't even expect that. So that says a lot. Yeah.
Strong laps though.
Absolutely.
Strong laps from these guys. I'm sure out of the current championship leaders in your championship standings, one driver that I'm sure will be hoping for a lot stronger race will be SLR Connor. Just to give a bit of a shout out to Connor, he's now a Div 2 admin. He was made a Div 2 admin last week, so well done to SLR Connor, I want to say, or congratulations. Yeah.
Right, just give me a minute. I just need to lube break. I'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah, that's all right. Just waiting for an invite for the new lobby. I've currently been left out in the cold. And still am. So, let me get the Twitch chat up, because I haven't actually got out myself. So, it's going to be a wet start. Whether it's going to be intermediates or wets, I do not know at the minute. It looks like it could be inters. I see some inters in that Mercedes garage, just sat on the outside. So get your predictions in for who you think is going to win this Chinese Grand Prix. It could be anyone's guess, really, with the rain. And it's looking like it's going to be similar to the last race we commentated together, Matt. I presume you're back, I did hear you. In Australia, when it went wet to dry, and that was entertaining, to say the least. So we're in for another, hopefully we're in for another great race.
Absolutely. Whilst we're waiting for the lobby to be remade. I don't know if SLR Darnell has said anything whilst I was on my lube break, but for anyone watching in the stream chat, feel free to chuck in a few questions and we'll do our best to answer them. Let's keep things rolling.
Yeah, whilst we're in this bit of a break, just for us anything, obviously not offensive, just give us anything just to bring some entertainment to this pre-race chat. Nicky's just said, I was so ready for pole. Craig FK has just said, my brother Ben's for the podium. Back in his joint constructors teammate.
Hicklin, what 12 times 95%? Unfortunately, I was never good at my geography, so I'm going to pass on that one.
That's 12. That's 12 times 95. I think he means divided by 2.
I don't know.
And that is 570, if that is the case. I definitely didn't use it. No, don't be stupid.
Oh, come on.
I don't need calculators.
You do. Yep. Okay. Should we talk about what happened last week in Vietnam? I mean, how much of it did you watch, Jay?
Well, I was actually on a late shift that day, but I did catch the end of the race. I must admit I didn't watch the whole thing, but I do know that Cheesy pretty much dominated the whole thing, apart from the final few laps where it was a bit of an unknown, wasn't it? He didn't damage himself, and he kind of just lost pace, or what actually happened?
So, I noticed with about 5-6 laps to go that Nicky started closing in, and then of course me and Mox, who was the main com at the time, went to go on board as it was looking like a tasty last 2-3 laps. Cheesy, unfortunately, going around the second roundabout on the last lap, damaged and lost both his end plates, which of course coming up to the last sector. You couldn't have anything worse, which was a huge shame for Cheesy. I can imagine how gutted he was, which is why I do believe he is going to bounce back today. Nicky, of course, taking the win. Looked good in pre-season. Looked good in Australia, who's just unfortunate with an attempt to overtake, which massively backfired.
We've got someone called Isaac Koff. I really apologise about saying that surname if it is. Isaac, I'm just going to call you Isaac. Good luck to Sem on debut, definitely on for a podium. Could well be one of Sem's mates. Backing him there. Have you had an invite yet? I'll bash you one otherwise.
No, still in my life really. I never got invited to anything.
Let me just get you in.
The only parties I get invited to are Xbox Live parties.
Plum Gorilla, come on Team Haas. Plenty of Haas fan club in here, in force. Hopefully, we're going to be ready to go in a second. I know that they're probably organising the grid. Hopefully, in the coming races, or once Codemasters have got on top of the online side of the game, we won't have to do this regularly. It's a bit unfortunate, but hopefully you can stick with us in this little period. We're trying our best here to entertain you. Matt, what did you have for dinner today?
I had, to be honest, my dinner today was what I was supposed to have yesterday, but because of nerves for the race, I can eat it, so it was just pizza and salad. Doesn't sound exciting, but I'm just gonna. I've got Ranga, Joe, and Matt. I have a prediction.
Yeah, I've just seen that.
Oh, come on, Ranga, we're ready for you. We're ready.
No. I'm just gonna say, if Sem gets a podium, Ranga's gonna have full limbs. He's gonna take all the credit for this.
It'd be some story though.
It'd be a master stroke. Kind of. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Mr. Reimer
Wouldn't expect
win.
anything else. Wouldn't expect anything else.
Reimer's biggest fan is in the Twitch chat.
Let's have a driver watch for the race actually. You mentioned it in qualifying after he unfortunately lagged out. Pack. He said he reckons he's going to finish 7th in the race, so that's one to keep an eye on.
He reckons he's going to finish. That's a very
Did he say that in the
precise
qualifying?
position. Oh, what you said it? What you said it
Yeah, you
prior
said-
to?
No, he said it
the event, or-
after, unfortunately. We'll say he had an engine failure.
Okay, yeah, we'll take it down as that. Good old Ferrari, being a Ferrari driver, you couldn't have said it any better. Yeah.
We'll see
Come on,
what
guys,
other drivers
ping us some
have we got
messages
to. Yeah, what other drivers we got to talk about?
We've got 29 viewers.
Well, we got Leah. Well, of course, we got Leah on pole, who well, since race one really has showed fantastic race pace, including the most recent one in Hanoi. Unfortunately, because of engine failures, again, shall we say, started
We're
started
going.
17th, finished 4th. I'll just actually, Callum, if you're watching, make sure you choose the racing point, my friend. Callum.
Oh Christ.
Callum. Callum.
Choose the racing point. Oh
Callum,
no,
please!
he's gonna. He might get assigned another car.
Oh God, we need those points. No!
Oh, he's
Oh,
in
he's got
the
a
Red
Red
Bull.
Oh no!
Oh no. Head admin.
Oh, drama before the race has even started. He's
Oh,
got into the wrong
no.
cockpit.
Would you
Oh, so
believe it?
I mean, I know it's
Your
not going to
head
be points
admin
for
of
Red
Div
Bull if he
2
finishes in the
is-
top 10, but oh dear.
He's climbed into the wrong car. Is he even able to race? Like, surely we've got to test him for like, I don't know, alcohol or drugs. He's got the wrong car.
I mean, I would have thought he would notice wearing the pink leather suit that getting into something blue didn't really. But it's unfortunate. We'll see what happens.
I'm praying that we actually go ahead with this race and he could just stick with a Red Bull just for the race, because to redo a grid will be a pain.
Well, I'm hoping he gets a top 10. That's still
12.
Racing Point get the points.
Oh, we're loading in. That's quite comical. I really hope he mentions it in next week's side pod. The massive mistake he made.
That has to be a nomination for an award at the end of the season. Award for getting into the wrong car.
Who's the other Red Bull in this grid? Who is it?
I'm just having a look.
It's Neelix. Yeah, it's Neelix.
Well, Neelix, you were expecting to have a teammate this race.
Ranga's just put in the Twitch chat Steve-O to Div 8. You never know. In a couple of years' time, when SLR hits its potential and we run 10 divisions across 7 days, you might see Steve-O in Div 8 one day.
I feel there should be a division
really
dedicated to Steve-O.
Division Steve-O.
Division Steve-O.
That is. That has a nice ring.
Interesting question here.
I'm going to go with that.
Isaac, besides the
Go
sim
on.
racing, how do we think the Spanish Grand Prix will go?
Oh, so we're talking real life here. Okay.
Oh,
Well, we have a short
ready-
period to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple of seconds to discuss it. Spanish Grand Prix. Mercedes are probably going to lap everyone. Hamilton's probably going to lap Bottas. Verstappen will probably retire because his car isn't as reliable, and that'll be it. What's your prediction?
Jocko to win. No, yeah, Hamilton's gonna win it. Hamilton's gonna win. Sorry, I have to keep professional. Apologies, but I think Hamilton's gonna win it tomorrow. He's just on another level. It pains me to say that.
Go.
In
a serious answer, yeah, it could be an interesting one.
I've got a bad feeling here for Scopes. I've got a really bad feeling here. Oh, this would be gutting. The guy just can't catch a break at the moment.
Come on. Yes.
Oh, thank God.
We are in. And we have, well, is it going to dry up towards the end? I guess they changed the scenario, or like the kind of weather, the way it will play out. Not sure, but we'll find that one out. That'll be a bit of a surprise for us, I guess. But we were initially told wet to dry, but who knows now?
For anyone in the stream chat, feel free to, if you haven't already, chuck in your race winner predictions. And you know what? Why not chuck in there who you think will just finish on the podium?
Well, who do you think's going to win then? Just throw you straight in there. In fact, oh yeah, he is there. Yeah, go on. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm just for this. I want Sems to win just because it'd be just beautiful, wouldn't it? But I expect Cheesy to bounce back from Hanoi.
Good shout. I'm just trying to think back to Australia when it was like kind of into conditions and who was strong there. And I know that obviously Gito, who's not in this division anymore, he was strong there. Nicky was also strong. He was fighting for the lead with I think it was either Gito or Zaki's Beast, who also just don't forget Zaki's Beast P12. P12. He won the last wet to dry Grand Prix. Don't rule him out. But who do I think's gonna win? You know what? Nice voice drop. Yeah, I think Nicky's going to win.
Go. There we go. I was going to say something, but forgotten now. Actually, one driver to look out for in these conditions is Connor. As long as he doesn't have like in Australia, an absolute really shocking start. I mean, we saw towards in the last half of the Grand Prix in Australia that when he got comfortable with the wet conditions, once he get used to the wet conditions, he thrived on it. I've just noticed. I'll look out on the chats and that. MRC Lee unfortunately looked like he was a bit lagging.
Hopefully that is not gonna be the case. Just before we get underway, you got Mercs in the chat. Hello Mercs. Saying Neelix podium, P6 for the Red Bull driver. I'm sure. I think Mercs is a Red Bull driver in Elite. So
yes,
hoping well for his teammate. Here we go. I've already got a spectacular view, and MRC Lear is bouncing around like crazy. But I really hope I'm not getting any lights here.
It's gone. I'm not either.
It's gone dead. This happened in Australia, but I'm not. I've lost the game volume as well, I think. What is happening? Oh no, I've got the game volume back, but
I've just got a twerking Lear.
Yes, so have I. But
which isn't looking good.
We're not waiting for anyone, are we? There's no. I
now
the
we've all readied up.
Game.
It says everyone's readied up. I've had two people say one driver's name. I hope it's come on game. We don't want anyone leaving.
If we get underway here, this is going to be mental. These tyres are going to be so cold. But saying that did happen in Australia, but this wait is a lot longer. Longest wait to a race start in between formation lap and race. Currently was Australia. It could well be China. And once again, it's me and you in the booth.
I haven't had any orders yet from any of the guys above to what's going to happen.
Oh, this is not good.
According to Hicklin, there's a fish in his cockpit.
Pardon?
According to Hicklin, there's a fish in his cockpit.
Scopes has left them, the lights are on, and that is not good. But here we go. 5 red lights. We are underway in China, Division 2. These tyres are going to be so cold. I've lost. Oh no, I've lost. Oh no, I've got the game volume back. Sem's up into. Oh, he's gone wide into turn 1. I've got to try and get myself back here. Focusing. Bit of a twitch there from Plain Teddy. We have a yellow flag.
Safety
Who have
car.
you got at the back? It's a safety car already. What is going on? We got a. Who is that at the back?
That's the safety car.
That is the safety car. Sorry, I thought it looked like a Renault thing. But yeah, bit of a strange start. Apologies for the long wait between the lights. I'm not sure what caused the safety car really. Could you see any contact? I think I might have seen some debris somewhere. I need to follow these guys.
I'm having a look at the places, and Neelix and Hicklin have both lost 9 places from the start, so there might have been an incident involving them. Maybe even Rockamad, who's lost 5 places. I must admit, I was having trouble with my telemetry here after that start.
I'm just looking at the guys at the back to see if they have any damage. We got SLR VTAC with half a wing.
Oh, because Zach is beast missing a left end plate.
We got Cooper Benz as well missing an end plate. So something happened at the start with these boys.
Oh,
I've just seen that.
Zach, yeah. Oh, and
Zach
Zach's
is
got the penalty for it. Nice one, Codemasters.
It's annoying when they do that. He's up to 7th as well from P5. Hopefully the safety car doesn't. Well, the guys that have damaged their wings, they won't suffer really. They've dropped down 9 positions, but if they pit for instance again, get a new front wing on, they'll rejoin at the back. But they'll still. There's loads of drivers pitting here, so loads of drivers damage themselves. Seeing this safety car's out, there's no point following any track action, so we'll just follow a pit stop. Let's see a world record pit stop.
Connor has got a missing left front wing end plate.
Zach is beast is serving his time penalty. That is actually that's probably the best possible thing for him really. So now it's pretty much once the safety car comes in, he won't have any penalties looming over him. My driver positions
all over the place.
Absolutely messed up. Let's get a bit of screen time for our good old Mylander. He's made he's made quite a few appearances in most. I'm saying that this season, haven't seen him that much. I haven't seen him at all. I don't think.
Well, we've seen him when we don't want to see him, as in qualify. Well, that's Mylander for you.
Oh yeah, last week.
So yeah, apologies for the viewers, what they might have seen in the past 5 minutes regards to the delayed start. I must admit, I presume the same as Joe beside me. We were quite lost with our telemetry. We didn't really know what was going on.
I wonder how long the safety car will stay out for here. I'm sure it'll be like 3 laps like normal. Hopefully it gives enough time for the guys pretty much from PPR, Venom, to catch the pack back up. So that's a lot. That's over half the grid that must have been involved in some sort of collision. I'm just having to keep reminding myself SLR Callum is a racing point driver and he's just got in the wrong car. That tells me he doesn't want to stay in racing point. That I reckon it's a protest.
Hopefully not.
What have we got in the Twitch chat?
Honestly, nothing. Come on, guys. Let's get something going in the Twitch chat. I haven't said that. I've only had it up again for about a minute or two because I was having problems with my phone also. Let's have a look at some of the drivers who made up places. I mean, we've got Connor. Well, we have got Scoped who's made up 5 places, but unfortunately we lost him because of disconnection, which is a huge shame. Shame again. The guy just needs to get a break. Connor up 6 places, up to 7th. Original up 6 to 8th. Cooper Benz up 5 places to 10th. And SLR VTAC up 5 to 11th. So he's only 4 places away now from what he predicted himself to finish.
Yeah, I have actually had the Twitch chat up the whole time, just kind of in the background on my phone. So there wasn't nothing really. You had Barlow asking Hicklin if the fish was Nemo. Someone called Jimps has said Scopes AI to Div 1. Well, the guy who did start the season in Div 1, so AI back in Div 1. And also Scopes himself did put a message in the Twitch chat. I can't believe my connection failed there. I really do feel sorry for him as well. The guy just can't catch a break. The guy has... That's another collision. Yeah, the guy has plenty of pace, and I'm sure he will show it eventually when he just gets that break. But yeah, I just saw Zach's Beast had another time penalty.
Yep, I've just spotted that as well. I didn't see what actually happened.
Second one.
Penalty. But was that Zach got the penalty for a collision with Rockamad, because he's in front of Rockamad?
Yeah, but remember, he got a 5-second time penalty for a collision with iCallum, and he was ahead. It's the game, isn't it?
Codemasters.
It's you could rear end someone and they'll get the penalty. It's I don't understand how it works, but that's a shame for Zach Speed. He cleared that 5-second penalty and now he's got it back. He must be fuming.
Sticky guys in this lap.
Yep. MRC Leah back in the pack up. Cheesy Train up into second then, gaining 2 positions off the start. I'm going to leave the position changes on the side in a minute because everyone is on inters. No point of putting tyres on there at the minute until people pit. Weirdly enough, SLR Neelix, the bottom of my changes, is up by 10, although he's last, so unless he started 26th place. But anyway, we're underway. Leah leads the way. My camera angle's horrendous. We've got Sem almost losing it on the final corner. A lot of people going wide on that final corner. Nikki right on the back of Cheesy Train. Leah has got the gap over a second already. Just heading into turn 1. See if we can spot any action near the back whilst I follow these guys.
I'm just Connor, who's got damage to his front wing, is struggling massively because of it.
I've got PPR, Venom, and Original in a tussle. Venom, I think, has lost the place. I think he was ahead of him before. But he has just made the move back. He's just done a double overtake. He's just cut back on Original, and SLR Connor, which you said had damage, as we can see, has damage. And what have you seen?
That's right, Connor almost just lost
what is that? I just saw something just in the corner of my eye. I was looking at the positions and something flew across the screen. I think it was a marker. Got Sem, which is going to be coming down the inside of Plain Teddy. He's just about kept it away from Plain Teddy's car. He's taken a very...
Apologies.
Has there been another collision here?
Nah, Rockamad just outbroke himself and had to avoid contact. Had to cut the corner. Yeah.
SLR Connor going wheel to wheel with Zach's Beast then for P9, and SLR Connor stays ahead. He's really going to suffer with that wing damage, and we've still got 3 attempts off Plain Teddy, and Cheesy Train is less than a second now behind Leah at the front. There's so many different battles across the track going on, but we'll stick with this one at the minute. SLR Connor holding on, and we do have a position change, and that's just Scopes AI, just losing a position. Not necessarily something we need to follow. But I wonder what that leaves Connor's strategy at now. We've got Sem going down the inside. Sorry about that. We've got Sem up into P4. He's ahead of Plain Teddy. He's made the move. Cheesy Train 1 second off Leah.
Connor's really struggling. I'm surprised when everyone else pitted that during the safety car, he didn't pit also. He's dropping down. He's dropping as quick as Luis Suarez in the penalty box. He's got Callum right behind him now.
Yeah, this is kind of the only real thing going on at the minute. The gaps elsewhere. Is that
Apologies again.
Ferraris or?
Apologies again. Nah, I Callum broke himself and managed to avoid Connor, but now he's on the threat from Cooper Benz.
I'm following Hicklin here, which is side by side with Cooper Benz. The gaps at the front, everyone's got kind of the second. Cheesy Train keeps dipping in to within a second of Leah, but Leah currently in control. SLR Connor, what is he going to do with this race now with damage to his wing? Who knows how long this rain's going to stick around for as well. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, Hickler's got a time penalty. Okay, fine. We got Cooper Benz going wheel to wheel with VTAC going into turn 1, and VTAC gets ahead in the Ferrari. Both Ferraris up in position in the last lap. Cooper Benz hasn't got damage, so yeah.
We've got iCallum in the Red Bull Racing Point just gone into the pits to replace broken front wing and put on a new set of intermediates.
I'm not entirely sure. Hold on.
We think okay?
Yeah, I was just following. I thought I was following Cheesy Train, but I wasn't. I was following. I think I was following Zach or someone else. So Leah still controlling the pace at the front, keeping it out just around a second. The battles are kind of around that 10th place area. You've got a few drivers close. You're going to have Zach's Beast has just gone past Original, or
he has.
I'm not sure
he's
what
just gone past him.
Yep. And Original's going to fight back. He's on the inside. It's the Mercedes driver. Zach's Beast goes deep into the hairpin. He's going to keep going around the outside. Zach's Beast makes the move. And there's all sorts of position changes now going into that hairpin.
I've just stated actually. Someone just pointed out in the Twitch chat that it has stopped raining.
Oh wow! I was so focused on this race trying to find the right battles, I completely forgot. Yeah, yellow flag sector 3. I can.
Callum.
Oh, he must have lost it. Fair enough. Okay.
Oh,
so what's this going to do?
Lost it also. Sorry, he dropped again in sector 1. He's lost it going around the first twist and turns.
How many positions did he lose? Oh, I'm on board with him here.
I think he was around. I think he might have been at 10th at the time. Very unfortunate for Cooper Benz.
Not working out for him in this race at the minute. It was looking quite promising in qualifying. Well, qualifying 1 when he set the early pace, got knocked out in Q2, and it's kind of going a little bit downhill from there. Hopefully he can recover. Still plenty of time left in this race to recover. Just meanwhile on at the front, Cheesy Train is 6/10 off the lead here. He is letting Leah know he's there. He's not moving. When's it going to be dry enough to pit? Who's going to be brave enough to strap on some dries?
Well, in this position, you expect it to be the guys maybe who aren't maybe having a good race. Maybe like someone like SLR Connor. He's got a broken front wing. If it's not looking great, you've got nothing to lose. Pit early and... Oh, is that interesting tactics there by the Ferrari guy? Hicklin is just let tack through.
Interesting. Maybe Tack's got more pace at this point of the race. Hicklin probably didn't feel he needed to hold him up, especially when they are P11 and 12, so points were slowly fading away. You do have SLR Connor on the pits. I don't want to follow him too much, but I do want to see what tyres he goes for. There is no current battles on the
I'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm kind of in the pits with him now. I'm just going to stick for him, see what he goes. He goes for the dries. So he does go for the dries. Is that going to potentially trigger anyone else to go in? You've got Plain Teddy Looking like he's struggling a little bit, and PPR Venom running in P6 on the Racing Point. DRS is enabled, definitely dry. You're going to see everyone coming in here. I'm just trying to see if there's any teammates near each other, because the Ferrari boys, I mean, certainly Hicklin, he let Tack pass a lap ago, and he's going to be massively compromised in the pits.
So I'm just on board with Connor for the first few corners off coming out of the pits, and it is a very, very of course, hard tyres on a gradually drying track. Oh, he's in the green. Oh, I don't think it's ready yet. Right.
Well, as you were saying that, I've got Plains Teddy and Venom. They are now wheel to wheel, but they were both struggling on traction out of that long right-hander. They're going to go side by side into the hairpin, and Venom looks like he's made the move. And I've just missed something here. Leah's in the pits. So there was a change of lead, but it's because Leah has pitted for
Teddy's got Venom back.
Dry tyres. Yeah, I'm back on it.
Venom lost the rear coming out of that hairpin exit, and Plain Teddy made the most of it. He's got back ahead. This battle is not over.
Just keep an eye and see what other tyres these guys go for. I presume they're all going to jump on the hards. I can't imagine they're going to go for anything else. But
have you got the tyre graphic on?
Nope. Good point. There we go. Yeah, Leah's gone for the... Yeah, everyone's going to be going for the hards here. How is... Rockamad's on mediums.
Oh! Leah's struggling to get the heat into them tyres. I still think it might be too early. If it was going on to the softs or the mediums, it might be different, but the hards, it's a whole different ball game.
I think the hards definitely are the right tyre.
Oh, we've lost.
I said that as
Teddy.
Oh,
Teddy's
he's
done
off. Leah's going to come right up to the back of this as well. Just trying to look at other guys which are on the hards on the telemetry on the side. Leah is struggling, no doubt.
Oh, Venom's lost it. Oh no, Venom! No!
Oh,
no!
He's so close.
No!
He didn't.
No! Oh! He came back onto, and he's retired on the track. Safety car's out. I've got on board at the. Really unfortunate. The Cooper Benz.
Just a note, safety car is out, as you said, but Cheesy Train is taking full advantage and is pitting. So is Nicky for the dries. See what they go for. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be hard. But that's pretty much a free pit stop for Cheesy and Nicky. I think they probably would have made it out ahead anyway. But now they're both the top two. But yeah, I was following Leah when Venom was facing the wrong way, and oh my goodness, he was so close to taking him out. But yeah, I didn't catch anything else after that.
Interestingly, you've still got Neelix on the intermediates.
You do as well. He stayed out?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't. Well, hopefully he stayed out. I mean, I hope he hasn't pitted and gone on to another 2 Inters.
Just checking out some of the other guys. We've got Plain Teddy in, and he's come out on medium. So too is SLR VTAC. But medium's 18 laps. That is going to be a struggle, I'd imagine. Scopes' bot has gone for softs. So expect Scopes' AI to be absolutely on fire at the restart.
And this bot doesn't cause too much problems.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because he's on faster tyres, it could cause more issues than not. Baggy fan in the chat, that's heartbreaking. I'm not entirely sure. He must have been referring to Benz.
Yeah, would have been Benz. There's not an awful lot he could have done. I'm surprised only one car went into Venom, in all fairness. I think everyone else did well to get out of the way. It's just, yeah, really fast crash, and really unlucky and unfortunate for Cooper Benz.
Yeah, Hicklin using his phone whilst driving has said was mad. So I think he had a proper good view of that as well, if I remember.
Some drivers will be happy with this though. I mean, you've got SLR Connor and I Callum gives them the chance to bring up to the back of the pack now. Whilst you've got someone going into the pits, I expect that to be Neelix.
Neelix, yeah, he's gone for. See what tyre he goes for. So the guys that have pitted for mediums, they are clearly banking on another safety car because they're not making it to the end on those. So we've had 2 safety cars already in 11 laps. Saying that, it has been wet conditions turned into dry, so the chances were a lot more likely. But yeah, I think the only reason, the only way these guys in the mediums can get anything out of this race is probably bank on another safety car. Could work out really well for them.
It could, but of course, if there isn't a safety car, unless they can, well, stretch out those tyres at the end of the race, which we did see in the Division 1 race yesterday, Tooman do 20 laps on the mediums, but they did not look great at the end of the stint. I think there was about, in terms of tyre percentage wear, about 85% wear, which is just on the brink of, tyre failure.
That's the thing, though. It's not if you're planning on doing that or going to the end on hards, then it's a no-brainer. If you're planning on going to the end on the mediums now, you're going to be so slow at the end. So we'll see what these guys do. As I said, you never know. Could be another safety car. They'll be quicker than the guys ahead as well on the mediums to start with. So I expect some moves. Hopefully the safety car comes in soon. I think that's iCallum at the... Yeah, it is coming in. I think iCallum's just about going to rejoin this in time.
Before the safety car restart, we'll just go back to Twitch talk. Baggy fan, we love the comms team. Thank you very much, we try our best. Silly Bunny, it's been a really good race so far. It sure has, and it's only been 11 laps. By all means, it's not over. Watch out for the drama. And Hicklin is just very thankful he got no damage, and he's hoping to push on now.
Well, he is on mediums. He's on a faster set than pretty much most ahead of him, apart from Plain Teddy and VTAC, and also Rockamad as well. So, safety car is going to come in. Cheesy Train is going to lead us away, and he's already got quite a gap to Nicky going through the final corner. It's a great restart for Cheesy Train, and Nicky is under pressure here from Leah. Not enough that he's going to have to defend into turn 1, but keep a close eye on those medium runners, see what they can do.
Well, you've got a move battle between Rockamad and Zach is Beast. Looks like, has Zach done it round the outside? He has, or the inside.
Rockamad's going to fight it back though. In the background you do have Hicklin trying to get past the AI of Scope, so hopefully the AI doesn't get in the way. I think he's fine, yep. Thankfully, but Hicklin's lost it on the exit. Rockamad's back ahead of Zach is Beast. So he's got that position back, and crucial as well, Rockamad being on the medium tyre, he can't lose a place to a guy on the hards. That will really damage his tyres and, yeah, his strategy, whatever strategy he's got in mind. So as we follow the guys at the front again, Cheesy Train got it over a second. Fantastic restart from the American. We've got Sem on his debut fighting for the podium places. He is right in a slipstream of the Mercedes of MRC Leah. Is he going to be close enough? He's not going to be close enough without the DRS to make a move. But Sem... Oh, Plain Teddy almost went straight into the back of him. Could have ended in tears.
He
Didn't.
He did well to get out. He did well to avoid that.
DRS is this lap or next lap?
It might be next lap. But look at Cheesy, 1.6 ahead already. He's just gone.
Put in the gap. You currently have your battle for P2 here with Nicky, Leah, Sem on his debut, Plain Teddy, second race in this division. Original not far behind either. But they're all They're all following each other closely. Just Plain Teddy as well, being at the in P5. He is on the faster tyre, so he's gonna be needed to get a move on for whatever he plans on doing in this race. Rockamad has closed to VTAC. Fortunately, Scopes' AI isn't causing any issues that I can see.
Looks like we might have Rockamad on tack for P7.
You keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on Sem versus Leah. This is for P3. And Sem is right in the slipstream. Leah's gone defensive. Sem in the McLaren goes to the outside. Locks the tyre going into the hairpin. He's got better traction out of the corner than Leah. He's thought better of it. Wait for the next DRS zone, which is probably going to be now. No, it's not. He won't get it on this lap, but it is now this lap that he'll get it. Rockmad didn't get past, I see.
No, Max defended well. But we have got something else behind. We've got Hicklin within 3/10 of Zach's Beast. Obviously, Hicklin on the medium tyre. So at this point of the Grand Prix, he would have the more grippier tyre.
Be an interesting battle here for this victory and podium. Cheesy Train's he's not walking away. 1.6. Nicky's keeping him intact. But certainly the battle for the podium is going to be very interesting here. Like we've said many a time since Sem's qualifying performance, this would be quite the story if he was to get a podium on his first ever race after joining the league, like literally an hour or two ago. He's still right behind Leah as we head into the DRS zone. This will be, I think, the first or the second chance of DRS. Leah's, he's gone off on the fast right. He could well be gobbled up here. I don't know if he did get DRS on the Renault ahead. He did. Yeah, he did. Oh, and the McLaren's gone down the inside. Oh, and he's gone for an audacious move on Leah. It did kind of look like Leah left the door open a little bit, but on the exit of the corner, Leah's kind of lost a lot of time. He's lost the position as well. Did you see that, or?
No, I was just looking a bit further back. Hicklin's just made a great overtake on Zach's Beast, if I'm honest. He point from far back as well. Fair play to Zach's Beast for being aware of Hicklin. Yeah, fantastic move by the Ferrari drivers. Not looking too bad. 7th and 9th place. Looks like TAC has stretched ahead of Rockamad a bit, both on medium tyres. And just bearing in mind, remember in qualifying, TAC did say he reckons he'll finish 7th, and he's 7th at the moment. I know there's another 30 laps to go, but yeah, it's not looking too bad.
Plain Teddy P4 now. He's got ahead of Leah after the little incident between him and Sem. And Plain Teddy's pushing Sem like crazy, going through this middle sector. Let's see what got Freeman saying dive. It didn't look like a flat-out dive, really. I mean, I don't know. I need to probably look at it again. I've only seen it once, and that was at the time. But it did kind of look like Leah left the door a little bit open. But yeah, still was. He did force him off the track.
For the drivers on the mediums, of course, you'd think if they were going to try and stretch them to the end of the Grand Prix, they'd be preserving them tyres. But Hicklin has seriously found some pace. He's right behind Rockamad now.
Keep following that. I've just got Plain Teddy that's jumped into P3. So now he has 2 seconds to the next car ahead, which is Nicky, which is now 1.4 behind Cheesy Train. So just in the last race, Cheesy Train was leading majority of the Grand Prix and lost it right at the end to Nicky. Could we be in for a bit of deja vu?
Wow, you just don't know. I mean, it might be in the back of Cheesy's mind of what happened in Hanoi. Of course, same driver chasing him down. They both could be effectively on the same strategy now, hard to the end unless there's any safety car. So, well, it ain't easy being Cheesy as we've seen so far this season. But let's see if it's going to be different to last week.
Leah's just got ahead of Sem. I'm not sure if Sem made a mistake or he let him pass, but that would have been a really late decision to let a driver pass after a few laps of passing him. I think he made a mistake.
Looking further back,
So Nicky,
so I was going to say, Zach's beast seems to have lost a bit of pace. You've got iCallum in the Red Bull Racing Point, chasing him down now. But back over to you.
yeah, I'm just keeping tabs on the lead. Nicky certainly is closing that gap. He does have the DRS. I mean, heading into that corner, he was 1.2, so he must have just nabbed it just before the right-hander. And, well, Cheesy Train could be vulnerable here. Now he's stuck in the DRS. It's going to be hard for him to escape it. Nicky means business. Plain Teddy picks up a penalty. But we have about 12 laps to go in this Chinese Grand Prix. And Cheesy almost losing it into turn 1, just following on board with Nicky. And for a minute I thought Cheesy was going to spin round. He's lost even more time because of that. This could also be a bit of a, psychological gain for Nicky if he beats him in Vietnam and he does it again. If this is to be a potential title battle for this season, then Nicky could be in his head.
Absolutely. This could. I mean, I know we're only 4 races in, but this could be the 2-horse race, possibly for the championship, if all remains the same in Division 2.
Definitely 2 of the quickest guys in here. So from what we've seen so far, 2, just to point to newcomers to SLR as well. They joined at the start of the season. And Nicky is in that DRS again. Cheesy has nothing other than his ERS to defend with, and they're both pretty much on the same ERS here, right on the bottom. Hicklin still behind Rockamad. Might follow him here because I just can't. I don't want to get off the lead. Anything could happen here.
Yeah, so say, I mean, yeah, Hicklin's got good pace, but visually it doesn't look like the mediums. It looks like it's been qualifying laps on the mediums. Of course, he's been closing down, attacking Rockamad. So I do expect the medium-fitted drivers to pit again. I don't think they're going to last.
You have got Leah right behind Plain Teddy, and he's going to go for it round the outside. So is Teddy starting to suffer on those mediums? 7 laps in though, still got more tyre life than 7 laps. But Leah's made the move round the outside. Quite a nice clean move there for Leah. Back into 3rd. Just to remember, he was 3rd. Oh, Plain Teddy is there still. Plain Teddy's still on the outside, and he's made the move back. Great racing. These two. Yeah. Yellow flag, and that is the tag. Oh, he spun it completely around there. Let's get back to what we were watching. Marcelia is back in the DRS, and this should be quite a simple move for him. Can't imagine Plain Teddy. Oh, Plain Teddy is going to carry on fighting it. And I think Plain Teddy could well get the DRS. He will get the DRS. But I think he's too far back to make a lunge or make a response back. Back to the lead. Still half a second between Cheesy and Nicky. We have 10 laps to go. And these two are pulling a gap. It's 3.7 now to the Mercedes of Leah. But your championship leader is hunting down P3 in the championship. Your top 3 in the championship are the top 3 in the race. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I think that is actually right. Just not in the right order, championship order. Yeah,
Nicky's currently leading the championship with Leah 2nd, Cheesy 3rd. But yeah, of course, MRC, Leah and Teddy having a little battle just now has given Nicky and Cheesy the chance to pull away.
Yep. Nicky's kind of sitting behind Cheesy here, probably just trying to pressure Cheesy into a mistake, like we saw in Vietnam. He's still in the DRS, but...
Oh no, Sam's lost it. He's in the wall. Oh, he lost it going round the long left. Oh, he's reset the track. Oh no. Oh.
Has he damaged himself? He hasn't damaged himself.
I think he did it the barrier.
Oh. Okay. We got iCallum. Oh, sorry, not iCallum. We got Neelix jumping Zach's beast whilst that was all going on, and what? You do have SLR iCallum on the back of Sem.
Oh, what's happened there? It's
you're online.
yes. I don't know what's just happened.
What have you been? Are you not in the? You're not spectating anymore.
No, I am. Just what's happened to my game?
Well, what's going on?
I can't do it. Just bear with me.
Okay. Just let me know if you. Yeah. Let me know if you need anything. Technical issues. Yeah. There's not really anything. Any wheel-to-wheel action going on at the minute. You got Hicklin on. You are back. What happened?
Yeah. Just Alexa responded to something and it signed me in on Southerners.
Alexa up to its usual games. I don't.
I'm not sure.
Sorry. But anyway, back to the racing.
Way. Oh my god. I don't want to say her name anymore because she's gonna throw shade at me again. This happened. I know we're kind of sidetracking from the race here, but I'll continue to follow the lead. But yeah, I had an issue last season when I was in a race with Ranga in my party, and I did tell her to shut up. We had a bit of a alteration. It was amusing on Ranga's side, but
so I
don't want to say her name anymore because it's just gonna.
So I just put it on.
Yeah, we can't say the name because he'll just respond. So okay.
Just on the stream chat, Silly Bunny, I told Egg he should have gone on hard. I presume he means Rock Mad. These mediums are going to die. So Silly Bunny, Baggy Fan, we love Alexa. Alexa driver of the day.
Don't say the name.
Oh. And Tack is sick of this game.
Oh, that's a shame. You'll come good, Tack. You have might be a bad patch in a minute, but I'm sure it will come good. I'm kind of in that kind of place at the minute myself. I'm just hoping for a good result myself, but back to the race. Nicky's still in the DRS of Cheesy. It's kind of still stationary at the minute.
So they've both got no ERS.
Yeah, Cheesy's doing everything he can to stay ahead with ERS, and Nicky should potentially think about harvesting some of it to bring a real attack with the DRS.
It's beginning to look like now that these medium tyres are gradually dying off. You've got Plain Teddy, who's almost 2 seconds behind Leah, and you've got iCallum catching up on Rockamad and Hicklin, who again the two in front are in the mediums and iCallum on the hards. And then you've got Sem just right behind in ninth.
Yep. Connor's kind of brought himself back into play ever so slightly. He's only a second off the points after the start having damage. Hopefully he can continue his improvement up the field. So Nicky and Cheesy still the gap hasn't really changed between them and Leah either. It's 3.6 still. Like I said, it's a bit stationary at the minute. We do have 6 laps to go. These hards should be pretty easy to the end as well, especially when they pit.
should be yet, but of course, as the tyres gradually get more worn, some corners, well, like the long left and right, and the right bend going onto the main straight, they're gradually be a bit more difficult, be a bit easier on the throttle.
Oh! That was close. Nicky just spun his rears on the exit of the hairpin, almost lost it. He's now out of a second. Crucially, he's out of DRS, which, great news for Cheesy, but Nicky, after following him round for quite a few laps, has got to now make that time back up. And Cheesy looks like he almost made a mistake as well. And Nicky's gained all his time back that he lost. So these two, we've got. In fact, we do have SLR Connor going wheel to wheel with Neelix down the straight into turn 1, and SLR Connor is back in the points. Are you there?
I am sorry, and I was just letting you do your bit. I was just on board with Connor.
No, it's only because I got a notification saying that you were back online.
Oh, I've done nothing.
Not your own account, the comms.
Oh.
Yeah, it's alright. At least you're still here. It's good to see.
As long as everyone can still hear my beautiful voice on the stream chat.
Just following Sam here. iCallum's kicked up some dirt. And again. So this is probably the closest battle we've got other than the lead between iCallum and Sem. I think iCallum's going to be defend. In fact, he might be in DRS. Oh, he's making a right hash of that. He might still survive though with DRS. I don't think he has actually got DRS.
He hasn't.
Nope, he don't. Nope. Stays ahead.
That gap still remaining the same at the top. Half a second now. Both drivers very low on ERS. So, well, is it going to come down to how much tyres you got left at the end of the Grand Prix? Has Cheesy got the bottle?
Yeah, they seem to be kind of harvesting their energy exactly the same, in the same areas of the track as well. Well, Nicky was close there. With only 5 laps to go, our victory still undecided. Cheesy Train just holding on, and Nicky right slide there through the fast left right, but he hasn't lost too much time. He's still going to be in DRS crucially. I think these two are going to certainly enjoy further battles this season ahead. The pack is so spread as well. It's just on the it's telemetry.
Do you want to put on the position changes for us quickly, for the streamers?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, because there's not really going to be any more changes in tyres unless people pit. But well, the guys on the mediums are going to have to stick it out now. Wait, what am I doing? There we go.
Plain
Teddy
Teddy
if
still.
anyone does pit if I don't notice it.
I say Plain Teddy still doing well, still within 2 seconds of the off. Thought the mediums would have dropped off by now, but doing a good job is Ted. Another consistent and solid race. The newly promoted driver.
iCallum on the back of Hicklin, so Hicklin's mediums are probably starting to fade, is the word I was looking for. These hards are going to start to come into play now, especially with the guys in the mediums. And Hicklin will certainly be struggling with a few laps to go. So too will Plain Teddy, but like you said, he's sticking in there. Like we said, we don't know the penalty situation of any of these drivers. I've seen a few pop up, but be all for a surprise at the end. Quite an interesting battle though, going for P7.
Oh, absolutely. I've just been on board with Nicky for most of the lap. He's within half a second, going down the long straight. He might be on for a move there.
Come on. Still a bit too far back, really. And Cheesy locks up slightly, but it's not really compromised his exit. So, 3 laps to go in the Chinese Grand Prix Division 2, Round 4.
Callum makes the
champion
move on
leader,
Hickman.
He does, and I've not even caught it, but great move from Callum. Oh no, what am I doing? And then he's not going to fight him back.
Nah, I think that's done.
He's got a 5-second gap to Connor in 10th. Oh, he is 8th for the minute, but with 3 laps to go, 5 seconds on those mediums as well. Just trying to check because Plain Teddy's not losing time really. We've got Sem and the McLaren coming down the inside of Hicklin as well. Hicklin's trying to fight it, but at this point of the race, the hards are certainly the better tire to be on, and Hicklin is not gonna. Well, he can't really fight that, especially with the tyres he's got.
I'm not surprised
So
Hicklin's
Hickling
lost his
doesn't
tyres now. There was a few laps where he was just going for it. People in the stream chat, feel free to chuck in your driver of the day with 2-3 laps to go.
Baggy straight with the response saying SLR Connor. Craig with original. Up 9 places from P5, so and Nicky's almost lost it again on the exit. You can tell he's pushing, you can tell he wants this win. Vietnam, we saw him take the lead on the last lap. We have 2 laps to go between the same 2 drivers a week later. Could we be in for another similar story? Or will Cheesy hold on this time? He's making he almost lost the car again in turn 1. Seems like he's struggling going through turn 1. But really, I think Cheesy seems like he has this under control, really. Are you laughing at something in the chat, or?
Yeah, check. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm just having a few driver of the day votes. Rockaman. The check said Rockaman. He hasn't spun for 26 laps. Impressive for him.
Oh Christ!
But he's doing well in 6th, so
He has gained 3 positions at the start as well. He has gained 3 positions since the start of the race. So the only 2 drivers on this track which haven't gained or lost is Nicky and Zach's Beast. I think we could see Sem. I mean, he's been following iCallum for quite a while here. It's probably the same amount of time as Nicky's been following Cheesy Train. And iCallum's gone quite well. iCallum's going very wide into this long right-hander, and he could be vulnerable here. I don't think he's going to have the DRS to defend him, or I'll probably be wrong again. No, he doesn't have the DRS. Could be Sem's best chance. He's catching him quick, and he's going to just stick his nose in. Luckily, only minor contact made there, but he did stick his nose in a little bit. It was kind of half-hearted.
We're on the last lap now, Joe. If we're going to go back on board with Cheesy.
I'll follow him in just a second. I am just watching on board Sem here. He's still right behind iCallum, and nothing's going to come of it. Switch back to the leaders here. Just over half a lap to go. Cheesy Train started P4, was up to second more or less straight off the start. Has pretty much led the race since we turned to dry. Nicky closed him in from a 2 to 3 second lead that he had, and he hasn't really been able to get past. The gap's pretty much been half a second for as long as I can remember. 6 seconds ahead of Leah in third. But the American and the, I want to say Finnish driver, heading down this back straight. Nicky's probably the closest he's been going into that hairpin. But Cheesy looks like he's going to hold on. So the American in the Haas, just like an elite. But Cheesy Train does win. in Division 2 China and keeps hold of the lead after penalties. And Leah crosses the line to take third. Plain Teddy fourth. I don't really see any other battles going on. Original has gone up to fourth though. And Sem jumps Callum. So Sem, after not being able to get past Callum at the end, has got past him on penalties. Good result for Mercedes though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, people chucking your driver of the day, because at the moment I've got 5 drivers with 1 vote.
Oh wow.
If I was to count though,
really
Joe,
vote
who would you give it to?
Yeah, who would I give it to? I'd probably give it to Cheesy. He's...
Yeah.
I know he won the race, but he got unlucky. He lost the race last week on the last lap. He showed serious pace in qualifying. Yeah, I'd give him driver of the day myself. The game's given original.
Was Leo on the podium as well? Was it? Yes.
Yes.
Let's get them in the
Do you
tie.
wanna, if we've got a tie on driver of the day, because the game gave it to original, didn't original get a vote himself?
Possibly, yeah.
I think yeah, he did. He did.
Let's get original in here as well. Actually, then.
Yeah. Oh, I've just got one from Merckx for Cheesy, but I think that might be, yeah, get original in. I think he's the game gave it to him as well, so that's kind of outvoted it.
Yeah. All right. Once everyone's in the party, we'll be good to go. Just remember to tick your boxes.
Yep. Just a quick rundown of the finishing positions. So Cheesy Train with the victory. It's a bit weird. In the background I've got rain when it was dry finished, but okay. Closely followed by Nikki. Both of them running no penalties in that race. And Marcelia with a solid third place after starting pole. Original P4. Plain Teddy P5, Rockamad in 6th. Strong race from Rockamad, I must say, after qualifying, and the start of the race didn't go particularly well for him. Sem on his debut in P7, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Callum, Neelix and Colin round off your top 10. So have we got everyone in?
I think we got every lap.
Far away if you want with the interviews.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I will start with third place, which was MRC Leah. Leah, congratulations on the podium. Kind of surprised us in qualifying with your pole position. Fantastic lap time. Your race, of course, started off in the wets, in wet conditions, ended on the dry. From start to finish, really, how was your race from your perspective? Absolutely, and yeah, of course, like you pointed out, Cheesy and Nikki did pull away from yourself. Do you think it was possible that you might have been able to possibly race with them, or was just pace just good enough for third place?
Yeah, I don't think I would have.
Joe, is the stream alright? Because
Pardon?
Joe, the stream's off, or it's just got
What do you mean it's off?
Right, you're in. I've just got the 2 spacemen.
I'm on the lobby.
Now,
You can hear me,
well,
right?
I can still hear my voice. I can still hear people, just can't see. Okay.
You can hear me,
Anyway,
right?
yeah. Well, I can hear myself. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Leah, on third place. On to second place, which was Nikki. Nikki, not quite first place, is like last weekend, but Cheesy managed to keep it together this time round and keep that first place. Do you think it was possible? Do you think you could have got Cheesy towards the end of that Grand Prix, or at any point?
Well, I was just waiting that he makes a mistake like last weekend, but I think I couldn't have that pace to catch him, to be honest.
How was the conditions at the start of the race, of course, on the wets? How did you find that?
I was struggling so hard. I don't wrong kind of setup, but I'm just happy that I didn't crash.
And for that, you were rewarded with a second place, which again, congratulations to yourself.
Thanks.
I think that makes things very tight at the top of the championship now, especially after Cheesy getting that win. Cheesy made up for last week. Congratulations on, I must say, an overdue win. You must be absolutely delighted, as well as your Has boys must be. Well, how do you feel, my friend, to be an SLR winner, first of all?
I'm feeling pretty elated, honestly. The quality. I got some weird thing with Cody's giving me a this and next lap invalidated on turn 1. And so quality was out the window, and then I knew as long as I just kept my head down in the wet, I knew I had a chance. But then, honestly, the safety car was what saved my race. As it came out right as I was about to go into the pits, came out first, never really looked back, except Nicky. Oh, he had me worried there. I was on less than 10 ERS every single time down that back straight. Yeah, I was definitely a nerve-wracker there. Great race.
Yeah, perhaps you might even be winning the championship. Don't go off what I'm saying though. We'll soon find out for sure on the race report come Tuesday, Wednesday, and when the league tables are updated. So congratulations, Cheesy. On
Thank
to
you.
what I believe. Yeah, we had a vote for Original, and the game's given it to you. So, Original, congratulations on drive of the day. I think you started around 14th, 15th, and you finished 4th. Fantastic drive. Got to finish. How were the conditions at the start? And was there any more in the tank?
Well, the start wasn't that great. Safety car helped me massively. A lot of people around me were getting a lot of wing damage, smashed into the back of each other, and then I was looking to bring myself up to P8, going after the exit safety car, and then started to dry out really quickly. Everyone else started to pit around mediums, so I was like, they wouldn't go to the end. It's like, I might have a chance here.
Yep, and you took that chance, and you were rewarded with a 4th place. So congratulations once again. Over to you, Joe.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So congratulations to the top 3, and congratulations to our driver of the day. That is us done here. Me and Matt won't be. We'll be spectating this absolute madness that's about to unfold in 45 minutes. I'm not entirely sure who's actually commentating, but SLR will be back at 9 o'clock for Division 3. The best part of a Saturday night.